Hey guys, it's Purav from PDTechHD, and in this video I'll be bringing you my hands-on with the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you notice is the infinity display. So it's basically reduced the bezels on the top and bottom quite a lot now. The new resolution is 2960 by 1440. And it looks really stunning in person. There are really great viewing angles, and it just allows you to see a lot more of the content on the screen. For example, here you can see the S7 Edge versus the S8, and you can really appreciate how much more text and images you can get on the S8. And here is the S7 Edge against the S8 Plus, and again you can see even more content on the S8 Plus than on the S7 Edge. Overall, with the new aspect ratio 18.5 by 9, it makes it much more comfortable in the hand. Well, some people might be able to use the S8 one-handed. I definitely can, and I can even use the S8 Plus one-handed, but that might just be because I have giant hands. One interesting thing to note is something that I found out from my friend Vibiv's video, which is that the S8 and S8 Plus will actually ship with 1080p resolution as opposed to the 2960 by 1440. Which is a bit interesting because maybe Samsung is a bit doubtful of its battery life. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that, but I think it's rather interesting that they're going to ship with 1080p even though the screen can go up to the full WQHD Plus display resolution. Now the other thing that's changed is the home button. So there's a sort of an invisible home button beneath the screen. It is a bit pressure sensitive. It's kind of similar to the home button on the iPhone 7. Just taking a quick look around the device, you can see that on the bottom we've got a USB-C port, you've got the speaker, and surprisingly you've got a headphone jack as well, which is really great to see. At the top you've got a hybrid tray for the SIM and micro SD card, and you've got a microphone as well. On the left hand side you've got a volume rocker and a dedicated Bixby button. Bixby is Samsung's new sort of AI assistant, and I'll come back to that in a bit as well. On the right hand side you've got a power button, and on the back you've got the same camera as the S7, which is a 12 megapixel sensor with f1.7 aperture. You've got a fingerprint scanner, and you've got the flash as well as the heart rate sensor. Going back to the front now, the front camera has actually been improved, so it's an 8 megapixel sensor. Here is a quick selfie I took with Richard, who is one of the Samsung trainers there, and yeah, you can see that the quality is really good and really impressive. Just going back to the home button, so in the past with Samsung devices you could double press the home button to launch the camera. Well, obviously now you can't do that because the button is no longer physical, so what you do instead is you double press the lock button and that will open the camera. Now touching on Bixby, well, there's different ways to activate Bixby. As I said, there is a dedicated Bixby button on the left hand side of the phone, or you can also swipe right from the far left home screen and that will take you to Bixby as well. And like I said, Bixby is basically Samsung's AI assistant. It's meant to get more intelligent the more you use it. One of the features it has is vision. And so the way vision works is you launch the camera app, you point at something. For example, here I'm pointing at my Nike bag, and you press the Bixby button and it can show you either related images or shopping results. So here you can see images of, related bags and stuff like that as well. One annoying thing about Bixby is that voice actions won't work at launch. They mentioned this at the keynote, saying you can say stuff like, send this picture to Cindy, for example, and it will know what picture you're talking about because it's context aware. So it sounds really impressive, but it's just a shame that that won't be available at launch. Now the S8 comes in two variants, the S8 and the S8 Plus. So the S8 comes with a 5.8-inch display, whereas the S8 Plus comes with a 6.2-inch display, both at the same resolution. But as we discussed, they'll be shipping with 1080p, but you can change the settings if you want the higher res as well. In the UK, the S8 and S8 Plus will be available on 28th of April. You can pre-order by the 19th of April to get it up to 8 days early as well. And in terms of color options, you've got Midnight Black, Orchid Grey at launch. Arctic Silver is apparently going to come later on. There was a blue variant on the show, which I just noticed while reviewing the footage. This looked really nice in person, but I'm not sure when or if it will come to the UK market. And the other thing is storage options. You only get 64 gig now for the S8 or the S8 Plus. Yeah guys, overall that's been my quick sort of hands-on on the S8 and S8 Plus variants. Let me know what you guys think of this. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. That really does help me out. Leave a comment on what your thoughts are on the phone. Are you going to potentially consider this as an upgrade? I'd really be interested to know. Don't forget to subscribe for much more tech content, guys. Like I said in the previous video, I've got one more other video planned around the S8, so do stay tuned for that. I just want to say a quick thanks to Richard and Josh from Samsung for effectively being glorified hand models for this shoot, but also their general help with showing certain features and stuff like that as well. So thanks to them. But yeah guys, that's been it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.